Harambee! Neno hili si hivyo, mambo ni matatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. Edwin Sifuna has lectured Rigathi Gachagua like a student over one-term slogan. In this video, I want us to do a critical analysis about that lecture by Edwin Sifuna. Because for those who've been following this channel very closely, I've always opined that if there's one man who can easily make William Ruto one term, then that man is none other than Rigathi Gachagua. But I've also added that the same Rigathi Gachagua is also working so hard to make William Ruto two term. Because Rigathi Gachagua is committing some grave political mistakes which will easily make William Ruto one term.
And they will never support anybody who is not from the mountain. That decision has been made. President Uhuru Kenyatta cannot change it. So this debate I am seeing, Uhuru has come, the mountain can be divided, it's nonsense. Sijui Jubilee can compete with this piece, nonsense.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I proceed, allow me to play for you this short clip of Edwin Sifuna lecturing Rigathi Gachagua, then we proceed from there.
Nilikuwa naimba Ruto must go 2023 nikiwa na sufuria kwa kichwa. Na wakati huo hata Rigathi Gachagua bado alikuwa na nani? Alikuwa na William Ruto. Kwa hivyo tunataka kuwaomba wale viongozi walioko haswa kwenye upinzani, kama unakubaliana na kauli ya walio wengi wa Kenya kwamba lazima tumfanye Mheshimiwa Ruto one term president, tusitoe cheche ama semi ambazo zinapelekea kuwadhulumisha wengine wenye mawazo sawa na yenu. Unanielewa? Kwa hivyo hii mambo ya kuita watu project kwa sababu wewe unataka uonekane ni kana kwamba Kenya hii we have only a choice of 5 people. It is not possible. The people who are better than William Ruto in this country are more than 50 million. We have 55 million people. You cannot tell me we cannot find somebody who's better than William Ruto. So wasitufanye ama wafanye wa Kenya wafikirie kwamba ni watu watano tu walioko kwenye opposition, ati kama si huyu ni huyu ama si huyu ni huyu. Kenyans have choices. Kenyans have choices. Na hata hapa Busia kuna mtu amesimama urais. Kwa nini amuniulizi mambo yake? Sauti zote ambazo zinasema lazima tuikomboe nchi yetu, lazima zifanye kazi kwa kipamoja, lakini hii mambo ya kurushiana cheche za maneno kwa sababu inatakana wewe uonekane na kwamba wewe ndio mwanzilishi wa hii mambo ya one term. One term tulianza sisi kina Sifuna 2023 tukiwa na sufuria kwenye kichwa. Tukisema Ruto must go, na wengine wenu mlikuwa wakati ule na nani? Na Ruto huyo ambaye mnasema ni mbaya. Sasa hivi wanasema tumetumwa, sisi ni project, kwa sababu unajua kuna wazee ambao wanafikiria vijana hatuwezi kununua hema kama ili tuweke mkutano hapa tuongee. So wanaanza kusema tumepewa pesa na watu fulani, watoe ushahidi.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's one thing which is now obvious. And it was high time someone called out Rigathi Gachagua. Because personally, I've tried on this platform. But interestingly, Rigathi Gachagua has created a support base which is so strong and are not willing to listen to anybody. As we speak, Fred Okengo Matiang'i is out of united opposition because of Rigathi Gachagua. And there was a time I asked you a simple question on this platform. Why did Rigathi Gachagua attack Ndindi Nyoro that particular time? Why? Because there was no reason whatsoever why Rigathi Gachagua would attack Ndindi Nyoro for no reason.
What is happening in State House is a choreography. It's a strategy by William Ruto to divide the mountain. The other day he called the people of Kiambu and told them to remove themselves to the rest of the mountaineers. The other day he called the people of Meru and told them to remove themselves from the other mountaineers. Even today, he is cheating the people of Murang'a that they have never led and it's their time to lead. And we know for sure he has prepared a small blue wheelbarrow to confuse the people of Murang'a so that he can cheat them to have a presidential candidate whom he is sponsoring, whom he is spending money on to come and divide the votes in Murang'a. And
the other day, Rigathi Gachagua attacked Edwin Sifuna and the group that they are being bankrolled by none other than William Samoei Arap Ruto. Was it even necessary? Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to focus on that response by Edwin Sifuna. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, before we focus on the lecture, let me talk real politics a bit. Edwin Sifuna is currently the senator for Nairobi. Babu Owino is the member of parliament for Embakasi East. Those two individuals are probably the most popular leaders in ODM party. If those two individuals were to join Rigathi Gachagua, as a matter of fact, they'd add value to that particular camp. And I've been studying their politics after falling out with ODM party. Babu Owino, for example, is banking on the support of the Kikuyu nation, who hold the key to the Kikuyu nation. The person holding the key to the Kikuyu nation is Rigathi Gachagua. So when Rigathi Gachagua attacks Babu Owino, then Babu Owino, having fallen out with the ODM party, where do you expect Babu Owino to get the votes from to become the governor for Nairobi?
About Rigathi, yes. And I want to say it clearly. I did not vote to impeach Rigathi.
Yes.
I was told to vote to impeach him.
Yes.
When I heard him speak, I said, I wash my hands like Nani? Herod. Like
Herod
washed his hands in Jesus' crucifixion. Because I said, hii vita, si vita yangu. And this man, the way he has spoken, that man, genuinely speaking, si kuona shida yake mahali popote.
Okay.
Mimi am a very just leader. Kama mtu amekosa nasema tu hapa amekosa.
Yes.
Kwanza hakunikosea, ya pili si kuona kosa lake.
Okay.
Alikuwa anakuwa accused of tribalism.
Yes.
Tell me who is not tribal among those leaders.
They are all tribal.
They are all tribal.
Yeah.
Is that a mistake?
No. It's a mistake for
all of them.
Yeah,
so all of them were supposed to go, including members of parliament who are tribal, who are doing that impeachment.
Yes.
And even in the Senate, both the bicameral parliament, both the National Assembly and the Senate. This is a man, we were being told that akona companies na watoto wake. You expose a man, unampiga na bibi yake na watoto wake. We need to respect these families. Uliona juzi wali abduct mheshimiwa Keter mbele ya watoto wake. That is trauma.
Sure.
What are you trying to communicate to Kenyans? So deal with me as a man.
Okay.
Leave my family out of it. They have their own lives to live.
Because it means that trauma forever and ever.
The same applies to Edwin Sifuna. Edwin Sifuna is a senator and he intends to defend that seat. We all know how the voting in Nairobi normally takes place. It is normally the Western Alliance versus the Kikuyu. Then now you have those coastal, those other factors coming into play. Without the support of the Lugos and without the support of the Loya Nation or traditional support base of ODM, Sifuna can only be elected again if he had the support of the Kikuyu Nation. But now, Rigathi is inciting them against Edwin Sifuna.
Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais, mimi siwezi jiita rafiki yako, ukweli tu. Sisi sio marafiki, hata leo ndio mara ya kwanza tumepatana hapa. Lakini nataka kukuambia mimi sinanga ubaya na wewe. Hakuna kitu chochote ambacho kinaleta uhasama. Hata huyu rafiki yangu hapa Kagusha juzi alisema kwa TV kichwa yangu ni kubwa sana. Mheshimiwa Naibu Rais, na unajua mimi ni Mluya. Sasa alikuwa anataka nifanye namna gani? Sisi watu wa Luya kila kitu ni kubwa. Ukiangalia size ya kiatu nimevaa, uangalie kichwa, uangalie mapua, kila kitu ni kubwa.
I started that video on that tone so as for you to understand where Edwin Sifuna's frustrations are coming from. But why would Edwin Sifuna opt now to finally lecture Rigathi Gachagua? Because Rigathi Gachagua had claimed that he's the one who owned the Wantam. And true, he had no idea where that word began from. The truth of the matter is that Rigathi Gachagua started opposing William Ruto after he was impeached. And if he had not been impeached, Rigathi Gachagua would be one of the biggest defenders of this government. That's a fact. And I remember as early on this platform, and again even on my social media pages, records are there. Personally, every single day, every single day, I used to write the words one-term loading. By 2023, Rigathi was deeply in this government. He was abusing Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila, he was abusing everybody. That time, my wall was always about one-term loading, one-term loading, one-term loading. In fact, within ODM circles, people used to call me Mr. One-term loading. Then, Rigathi now comes here and starts saying that he's the one who started that slogan. And therefore, nobody else should own that word. So Edwin Sifuna is right up to that extent. But his attacks were to achieve the following. Number one, in my view, I think Edwin Sifuna wanted to call out Rigathi Gachagua as the biggest problem in the united opposition. You see, the biggest problem the united opposition is facing is Rigathi Gachagua. Allow me to explain. Rigathi Gachagua is so popular, he has the numbers, the mountain. Then Rigathi Gachagua believes that with the mountain, no any other thing matters in that coalition. That it is him from the mountain or it is him to deliver the mountain. And that's why he's finding it very difficult for people like Ndindi Nyoro to actually emerge. So Sifuna was reminding him that in the united opposition, you are the problem. Because for me, if you have to ask me, the best running mate for Kalonzo Musyoka is none other than Edwin Sifuna. That is the reality. If Kalonzo were to pick Sifuna as his running mate and Gachagua supports instead of calling him a mole, they'll go far. Number two, Edwin Sifuna is trying to protect, in my view, his allies and their coalition called Kenya Kwanza. The truth of the matter is that Kenya Kwanza had started attracting the attention of the country. The country had started looking forward to that Kenya Kwanza because the leadership there, young people, fresh blood, I mean from all over the country. You talk of Caleb Amisi, you talk of Edwin Sifuna, you talk of Babu Owino, you talk of they were just young group moving around. If they were allowed to move freely, they would really move mountains. Now that is the group. That's the group Rigathi Gachagua doesn't want to thrive. He's calling them agents of Ruto. Number three, and I think this is the main thing, the ownership of the opposition. Who are the real owners of opposition politics currently? Is it Sifuna and Babu Owino? Or is it Rigathi Gachagua and Kalonzo? Who? To an extent that you don't want to allow any other person to talk about. Lastly, and it's true, Edwin Sifuna had started creating a team. And that team had even proposed him to become their presidential candidate. That team had started attracting support from across the country. Then, in Mount Kenya, there is Gathoni wa Mushomba, there's Ndindi Nyoro. We never know who else was waiting Then you call them agents of Ruto. In essence, what Rigathi is doing is trying to incite the mountain against these people. So Sifuna has one fear, that these guys might actually be targeted in Mount Kenya, either for attacks or character assassination. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to think, but I don't know how Rigathi Gachagua can be told to relax a bit, because this is a long journey. Removing William Ruto from office, just like he said, is not about putting a picture of someone on social media. Again, it's also not just about talking or saying one term. It has to be followed with good strategy, with good approach, and importantly, persuasion. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.